I noticed Keir Starmer's backed out of his green pledge. Totally bailed on it, guys. And of course, this is in tandem with the Tories. They've abandoned their heat pump and supposed boiler tax. And a lot of attention, I suppose, has been drawn to the party politics aspects of abandoning these green policies for understandable reasons, you know, because that's where the drama is, isn't it? The party politics layers of it. It's like, oh, well, we've shelved this thing because regular people can't afford it, whereas Labour over here, Labour are going to saddle you with a bill for £10,000. Can you afford £10,000 after what we did to you? But it's the party political aspects of like this green stuff are like the Tories are trying to save you money that you were never actually going to lose anyway in reality, and then Labour are thinking about the environment, you know. So the blue guys are disingenuous. The red guys are going to cost you more. Either way, it's just, you know, tit for tat. But if you leave the party politics stuff to the side for a second and notice the share price of the guys who make the new builds, who would have got hit with the expense. This is the key thing. Is when they say, we're saving you £10,000 on your new build. It's not you. It's the developers. The housing development companies who donate to the Conservative Party. The share price of the guys who make the new builds, the share price for those guys went up. Dear listeners, okay? So away from the party politics, away from the us versus them and the red team and the blue team, just focus on this for a minute, right? The share price for the companies that build homes, places like Barratt Homes, right? Or the other one is the Barclay Group. Well, since Rishi Sunak abandoned his net zero stuff, and he was on about saving everyone the cost of a heat pump, the share price for those guys, Barratt and Barclay Homes, the share price for those guys has soared, right? And nobody's talking about it. Like, it amazes me that you can buy shares in a property developer and the vote of confidence is based on the fact that they're no longer held to environmental standards. And you're like, oh, wow, okay, I guess things are looking up for Smith Brown Properties LLP, right? Meanwhile, the outlook more broadly is still like, you know, it's a bit bleaker, isn't it? Like a hedge fund, right? A hedge fund will look at something. It'll look at a business, a conglomerate or whatever. It'll look at something like GameStop is a famous example, right? And it will look at it and go, oh, look at how quickly online gaming is taking off and how much more people are buying their video games off Amazon now, right? Look at how much that's growing. Plus, let's look at the cost of running, you know, actual bricks and mortar gaming shop, you know, the rents, the rates. Like, when we factor all of that in together, guys, in our hedge fund analysis meeting, do we come away with the conclusion that maybe we think your business model is a little bit shaky? You know, so now we're going to publish a paper on it and boom, you're getting shorted. Like, that is what hedge funds do. They look into the nuts and bolts, the nooks and crannies, they form a conclusion and they invest accordingly. So, like, how are hedge funds not appraising the quarterly and annual statements of property developers who are reliant on raw materials, like, against the backdrop of climate change? Like, it's good that we're no longer held to net zero infrastructure in these developments, isn't it? Oh, it's amazing. I feel so free. We're going to make so much money. Like, you think that's a good thing for your business and, like, long-term strategy and goals, I'm sure. But how do you square that with the fact you need wood, you need timber, and there's these roaring wildfires behind you, and floods, and, you know, we're like, well, you say that it's good for business, that you've got the red tape cut, you know, cut the red tape, oh, it's good for business, oh, it's so good for business, guys, that we've cut the red tape. You say that. Yeah, that's right. No, it is good. Very, very good for our business. You know, no more expensive green energy boilers. Oh, we're saving money and that's good for profits. It's good for investors, good for shareholders and good for dividends. Right. But have you have you found an alternative supplier of wood and the other materials that you like? Because haven't your 3 favourite forests all burned down, like singed to the ground? There's nothing there. Have you found somewhere else to get the wood in? Oh, right. And your plots? You know, is your next like 5 or 6 plots that you've bought to build on? Aren't they forecast to be flooded this year? How are you going to build on flooded plots? Shut the fuck up! You just shut your mouth! Don't tell the markets. Like, shouldn't somebody be factoring all of that in, is all I'm saying.